This case of Shamima Begum is pretty tragic. She's been talking to the BBC recently, obviously trying to improve her case, talking about how she regrets having been with ISIS, and she understands that it was a terrorist group, things that she's going to have to say if she wants to come back. But really, the idea that you want to take away this person's citizenship, and you're only able to do it because of the immigrant status of her parents, is really quite astounding. But there's one element of this that is really not being discussed at all. It's not being discussed in mainstream media in Britain at all, which is when she was found by a journalist in 2019 in Syria. At that point, everybody within media, within government in the UK wanted to forget about this Syrian disaster. This had been an attempt to manipulate, to utilize a civil war for regime change ends. And that involved all those operations that governments do when they want to do that kind of thing. And we know that there was the CIA's Operation Timber Sycamore that was launched from 2012. But it didn't work. And it led to the creation of some pretty crazy groups. And people were facilitated, or a blind eye was turned in people being able to leave countries, some Western countries, and go through Turkey and get into Syria and able to join the jihad for the purpose of taking down a regime the governments here in the West did not like. But it didn't work. The consequences were horrible. You had atrocities here in the UK. So by 2019, the whole thing had failed. But then this person is found by a journalist and it's an embarrassment. So the government goes crazy. No, we won't even let her come back in and face a court in this country, which she should do if she's done something wrong, specifically a crime, which no one's proven so far beyond the fact that she joined a group that's proscribed. Then fine, she can come to court and deal with that. But that hasn't happened. So therefore, the government takes this tack. And you have all this discussion, she's evil, she said this, she said that. Even if it's a crime of speech, again, there's a court that can deal with that kind of thing. The idea you take away someone's citizenship over this is ridiculous, but what's really outrageous is that it is fundamentally a political act to cover up the failure of a policy of the government that wasn't even properly discussed publicly because it was done in surreptitious ways, because it was a dirty war. And the consequences were horrible for so many people. I don't know. It's horrendous.